Welcome to Main Street. This is your host, Ryan Mack, the show that's helping individuals get jobs, create jobs, and manage money from the job, sponsored by Fifth Third Bank. And today we have a special case with us today. Marcus Murray, CEO of AVA Care and Case Management. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we've had a very interesting discussion, and this discussion, to me, has shown me a lot about claims with individuals who are auto. So let's take the viewers through a case for a second here. So now, someone's driving down the street, they get into an accident, and they get seriously injured in this accident. Mm-hmm. What's the first thing they should do after they get into a serious, should they call Lee? Should they call an attorney? What's the first thing they should do?
Well, obviously, one of the first things that they should do is call a case manager, because case managers are actually a benefit that's provided to all drivers and injured parties. So it's a free benefit. It's nothing out of pocket for them to get advice and guidance.
And so AVA Care and Case Management, this is what you all do every single day.
Correct.
So now individuals will say, hey, I've seen, why shouldn't I go to an attorney? What's the disadvantages of going to them as opposed to going to you?
Excellent. When a person's injured in a motor vehicle accident here in the state of Michigan, they are entitled to benefits. These benefits are as available and as ready as a Blue Cross Blue Shield card or any other type of health insurance plan. So you don't need an attorney to use your Blue Cross card. Neither do you need an attorney to access benefits when you've been involved in a motor vehicle accident. So to your question, you said, why should they do it? I like to use examples that are real easy because I've been here in Detroit a long time.
Okay.
So have you ever been hungry and you went and picked up a 3-piece?
Right.
Okay. Well, if someone takes one of those pieces, a 2-piece is not like a 3-piece.
You're right about it. We're fighting.
Exactly.
Right.
So when you get the attorney involved, they're getting one of those pieces, and that doesn't make sense. You can't be full when you've had to give up a piece that was already yours.
Wow. So I've just wanted viewers to really just understand this, because I think this is a very critical. We talk a lot about making sure that when you're working with care providers, whether it be insurance or whether it be legal or account, no matter what it may be, you always want to make sure that you know full well how people are compensated. And when you go to an attorney, those individuals are basically, what you're saying is getting a third of all those things that you are legally entitled to after an auto insurance accident.
Correct.
And so how do you all get compensated?
Excellent. We are a part of the benefit. So just like the doctor, just like the nurses, just like every other person that provides you care, a case manager is paid based on what we do. An attorney is paid based on what you receive. That's a big difference.
Wow. Okay.
So when a person says, well, yes, I'll get paid, or that attorney will get paid, a third of what you receive. That's not how we work. We get paid based on what we do.
So your incentive in this, what is your ultimate incentive is to provide what? What's your ultimate incentive in any cases that you have?
Perfect. To clear up all the confusion, to get the claim open, to make sure the families are being compensated, and to make sure the injured party is receiving all the benefits that they need, right?
So it sounds like you really just have the best interest of the client at heart.
Correct.
And so how do you get paid based upon what the insurance company pays you based upon an hourly schedule?
That is correct, right. And each one of the insurance companies, they have a set schedule of exactly what they will pay for case management, and that's fine. We understand that.
And so when an individual gets into an accident, they can either call an attorney. Now, the insurance company might be able to provide them a case manager as well. What's the disadvantage of going with a case manager that's provided by the insurance agent?
I have to give you an example that's very personal. My dad was actually injured, severely injured in an accident, and as a result, he required a case manager. At that time, I think I was about 12 years old. So they had to do some modifications to our home so that he could come home and stay there while he recovered. One of the things that they did, they converted a portion of the dining room into, which was right between the living room and the kitchen. It was a small house, so it was living room, dining room, kitchen, back door. That was it. They converted a portion of the dining room into a bedroom, and they took half of that and made it a bathroom. It wasn't that made it a bad situation. The fact is that they painted the dining room, what used to be the dining room, now a bedroom and bathroom. They painted it an orangey yellow color. I was in school. My friends had to come to this house.
Right.
So if they came to eat, we had to go through my dad's room to get there. And it was like we were a joke. We were the house with the orangey yellow dining room with the guy in the bed in there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I said, even that young, when I grow up, if I ever get a chance to help people, I'll never let something like this happen. So our clients that have needs, we make sure they're getting the best of the best because that's what they're entitled to.
And that, again, I want people to be very clear that your ultimate incentive is making sure, because whether that client gets awarded $3 million of benefits in terms of hospital care or whatever that comes from the insurance company, you're only getting an hourly fee. So you've talked about cases where an individual was actually awarded $3 million, but you really only got your hourly fee that you work with them, correct?
Right. So it's great being able to say that I take care of a client who's received millions. That's great. That doesn't impact us at all. We give the same care and the same attention to a person with nothing that we do to our client that's got millions, because that's not our role. Our role is to make sure the claim is open, that the client is getting everything that they need. And the majority of people, Ryan, they have no idea. Like, for example, if I can give you this one example of a person that's working a job before their accident, and let's say they're making $3,000 or let's say they're making $4,000 a month on their job. They're in this severe accident. Under current law, they're entitled to $3,250 a month for 3 years until they recover. It's a simple matter of paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork, but we do the paperwork.
Right.
When we do the paperwork for the client, they get the whole $3,250 a month. If an attorney does the exact same paperwork that we as nurses do, the attorney takes a third. So now the family is only going to receive $2,100 instead of the $3,250 they would have received had they let us do it.
And these are benefits that individuals are entitled to.
Yes.
They deserve these benefits.
Yes.
So and you also have other cases that you've worked with where you've actually, because an individual came through you, you've actually gotten individuals to have lifts installed inside their home so they don't have to go to the nursing home. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So one of the things, everything necessary for your care and recovery is covered under Michigan No Fault currently. And if a person is in a situation where their bedroom is on a second floor, then they can't get to this bedroom because it's on the second floor. Well, it's a covered benefit to have a lift added to get them up, like an elevator lift to get them up to the second floor, or an elevator lift outside to get them up to their front porch. So just because you can't get a ramp doesn't mean you can't get the elevator lift. So the bottom line is these are little strategies that help a person heal faster. If you think about it, where would you rather be if you needed care? Would you rather be in a nursing home, or would you rather be home with those people that love you?
Because if there are at least three options, whenever you have that auto accident and you've been seriously injured, you can call an attorney, you can call somebody like yourself, or you can call the insurance company is going to provide their own provider. Isn't there a case where the own provider, that the insurance company might suggest something that's more cost beneficial to the insurance company, meaning that say, hey, let's put you in a nursing home as opposed to doing what you all did, providing that lift? They've actually put individuals in nursing home because it costs the insurance company less. Talk a little bit about that process.
Yeah, because if you think about it, a lift, if it's going to be there for a lifetime, that's $20,000. Whereas if it's going to be only for 4 months until the person can walk again, that's like $1,800. But here's the point. It would be cheaper for the insurance company to put the person in a nursing home for $100 a day. And that's what they do. So that's the option that they're using instead of them being at home, where it may cost more for the person to be at home. I'll give you a perfect example, though, of how this backfires. There was a young lady here in Michigan working in a bank. She was involved in a very serious car accident. She was holding on to the steering wheel when she was hit. All of her fingers were broken.
Oh, wow.
They put her in a nursing home instead of letting her know that she could go home with her husband and her children. She stayed in a nursing home for almost a year.
Wow.
That's not right.
And so, again, I just want folks to really just be clear, because it seems to me as if this information is not really, it should be more available. How do you get your clients? How do people know that? Because anyone can call you. And also talk a little about, there is a difference between the different type of care and case managers out there. How many cases have you ever lost against an insurance company trying to get claims for clients?
0.
Well, let's say it again. So how many cases have you lost getting claims for clients?
0. And we've taken care of now in the last, we're in our 10th year this year, we've taken care of just over 950 clients.
Wow. So 950 clients with 0 losses.
0.
And so what's the secret sauce to AVA? What's the sauce that is it your background? And talk a little bit about your background, because you've been a nurse, you've got a very extensive medical background as well.
My wife and I are both registered nurses and certified case managers. I'm also a certified disability management specialist, as well as a certified managed care nurse. So basically what that means is that we are experts in this arena. The bottom line is, when you understand the paperwork, you understand the process, and you understand what clients actually need, because you've been on the other side, it makes a huge, huge difference.
And so every client that comes to you, they have the option, or that if every time they have an accident, they have the option to call you. What's a telephone number that individuals should be able to reach out? And then I'll put it up on the screen as well.
Perfect. That would be 877-330-0282.
Now, I also want to talk a little bit about making sure that, because again, when people call you, I think that there's a value-added proposition that you all can provide, that even if they might not necessarily use you, they can actually use your services as almost like a consultant of what to do. So someone has an accident, they might have had because you don't take care of individuals with just simple whiplash. You only take the severe cases, correct?
Correct.
So everyone with an accident, if they have a minor fender bender, they might not want to call you.
Correct. Well, they would want to call us, but we may not be able to actively service them. But we can provide them with resource information, things like braces, if they need to know where to get a brace, where to get therapy, how to get appointments set. We'll give that information for free. That's not a problem.
And what's the information? What's the reason why you all provide this information free of charge? What's you're helping so many? Is it just you just like helping people?
Well, we have a long-term philosophy that, simply put, if we help enough people, they will refer others. And ultimately, it's a win-win for everybody.
And so when someone calls you, they get into an accident, they should call you just to get advice and guidance on, hey, I just got in an accident. It's a minor fender bender. What should I do? You can provide help, and then you can refer them to different community resources that way.
That's correct.
But then if they actually do have a severe injury, and again, there's a reason that you only take severe injuries. Why do you only take the most severe injuries as case managers?
Well, the reason why is because we're professionals, and the level of service that we are able to provide is not necessary. If it's something minor, you have a fractured wrist, that's not severe.
Okay.
But when you've got some serious issues where you really need some help, and this could be a long-term process, then it's going to be important that you have a professional case manager. And that's when we like to come in.
And I just want to again, I think it's important to just reiterate, you all get paid based on an hourly fee. So your incentive really is just to provide the best care. So if someone, and again, you had that case for $3 million, it's really only based on what you provide. I actually believe, coming from a financial advisor's background, we always suggest that individuals use those individuals that have a very minimal conflict of interest, where it seems like it could be a conflict of interest where, hey, I'm going to provide you with a level of care based upon how much money I can receive, as opposed to just saying, I want to give you the best care. But these are things that individuals are rightfully entitled to that you're providing every day.
That's correct. That's correct. And the great thing about it is our fee is not dependent upon what they receive and those kinds of things. And I'll share another thing. Usually when you're working with an attorney, the attorney is paid on the back end. So your bills have to get really, really large for it to make sense for an attorney to take on the case. With us, we can't let your bills get large because we have to be paid too. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they owe us $80, we can't wait 3 years for $80. We need to get the claim open so that that little $80 bill can be paid. But guess what that means? Your claim is open. All your other bills are being paid as well.
And how many, because you all have a payroll that you have to provide
Yes.
for, how many individuals are working here?
Right
David?
now, we've got about 163, 64 on staff.
So
with us.
163, 164 employees that are on the payroll, all helping out, nurses, and also what
Yes.
sorts of individuals are on your staff?
We've got nurses as well as social workers, and we've got clerical and all types of support staff, and everyone to do everything that's needed.
And so you really want to get these cases done so you can keep the payroll going.
Oh, for sure. We are not playing games. Attorneys will keep you waiting a real long time. We can't afford to do that. We have to keep it moving for you.
I think it's important as well because you talked about something when we were having a conversation about how the attorney actually, again, lets the bill pile up. So if you call someone and say, hey, my bill is only $50,000, the attorney might not want to take that case because the payout's not large enough. Talk a little bit about that practice and how they might actually work against the better good of the actual client because they want to get their pocket filled.
Right. Well, we have situations all the time where the client, for whatever reason, the insurance company decides they're going to no longer pay for, let's say, physical therapy. So now the client, the injured party, has a physical therapy bill that's $15,000-$20,000. The attorneys aren't excited about addressing that issue. They want to wait. Well, are there any other bills? How big is the transportation bill? They want big amounts before they want to get involved. Or either they'll sign them up, but they don't return their phone calls. There's no communication because they're looking for the big dollar. With us, it doesn't work that way at all. We have to keep the claim in order. We have to keep all of the things working for the client, or we would be useless.
And I think it's very important to understand because, again, there are a lot of individuals who are poor. A lot of individuals who might not have any insurance, and I hope that people can, but they might not afford it. Might not be. So you work with individuals who don't have any insurance at all, is
Yes,
correct?
Sir. Correct.
And so let's talk a little about your personal background because, again, you have a wife, you have 3 kids.
Yes.
And what was the road like in order to get this successful business started, and how did it go? What was the aha moment that said, you know what, I really want to make this business and grow as big as it is? And as far as when we had to talk, this is not your only business that you're going to be creating, is it?
Right. That's it. Right. We actually have been really blessed in business. My wife and I got married. Now it's 24 years ago.
Okay.
And we've just been.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We've got 3 sons.
And your wife works with you.
She works with me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the brains.
Okay. Right.
I'm just the brawn, so
Right.
It's really amazing. And it's great to just get that opportunity to be able to work with your life partner. You know what I'm saying? So we're not just business partners, but we're life partners. So we're doing life together. And so it's just amazing. She originally didn't think this was a great idea, working with people that are injured, because it's so much work. It really is. And this is something that you take home. You can't turn it off. It doesn't stop.
And I've seen your file room. I've seen your office. You got all these files around, so it seems like you're always working. You're really involved continuously on an hourly level. So you're serving, you said 950 clients at this point on an hourly basis. So it definitely has to keep you busy.
Oh yeah, it keeps us very, very busy. But the reward that we get is when you're able to make that difference. We just had our annual holiday party, which we do at the end of the year, and we invite clients to come and actually share with our staff the impact that AVA Care has had on them. And we had one gentleman there with his wife. He lost his leg just at the thigh as a result of a motor vehicle accident. His wife was there with him. She had been involved in the accident with him. And to hear them give their testimony of how life-changing it was. And they said they had no idea our company was this large and that they had this many people. What he said, quote, I had no idea this many people were on my team. And I think that's the thing that really, Ryan, makes the difference. You can be, God forbid, calamity happens to a lot of us, right? But are you in it alone? Sometimes you need a team, and what we figured out is that this does not work without a team. Just like it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a team to navigate through some situations that face us in life. And a motor vehicle accident, this is a day you may be riding en route to work or just going to a lunch and then something happens. You never expected it. It changes everything. You need a team. And that's what we do at AVA Care.
Well, I definitely, it definitely feels like it's in the best interest of anyone who's in an auto accident just to simply just give you a call. Because if they give you a call, you'll give them advice, you'll give them guidance, and none of this guidance or advice is driven by capital concern. I mean, you're getting paid on an hourly level. You just want to get the best care for the client. So I think that business model, it removes the conflict of interest where that you're only trying to give advice based upon how much money you can get paid.
Exactly. Exactly. And we're here 24/7. All they need to do, we also have a website, callava.com.
Okay.
CALLAVA.com. They can reach us there, or they could simply dial 877-3300-282. And it's amazing. We're here for them.
All right. Well, I thank you for your time today, and hopefully for this video you'll be getting a lot of calls.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.